August 4th, 2012, Saturday. Most of the 6 members of First Team were awake and moving at 0700. Darkspeed, however, had not come out of his room when Coach Connors came into the dorm common room. "Good morning, everyone," Connors said. The 5 alphas present greeted him. "Where's Darkspeed?" "He never came out of his room this morning," Olympian said. Connors walked over to his door and knocked loudly. "Darkspeed, it's morning, come out!" No answer came from his room. "Maybe he went out for a run or something," Olympian said. "No, I can tell he's in there, still asleep," Bioforce added. Connors opened the door to his dorm room and entered, closing the door behind him. Darkspeed was soundly sleeping on his bed, in his clothes. Connors went over to his bed and shook him gently. "Time to get up." Darkspeed didn't move. Connors shook him harder, bouncing him around the bed. Darkspeed didn't respond at all. Connors went out by the other members of First Team. "Bioforce, come in here." "Yes, Coach?" Bioforce entered the room and saw Darkspeed sleeping. "Bioscan him. Why won't he wake up?" Bioforce placed a hand on his shoulder. "He's crashed in a deep sleep. You want me to wake him?" "Yes." Bioforce thought for a second, and Darkspeed jumped to a sitting position. What? Connors looked closely at his face. "Why didn't you wake up?" "Sorry, I do that sometimes." "Do what?" "I haven't slept for a few days. Sometimes when a lot of things are on my mind, I can't sleep. When I do, it's like coma." Connors looked at Bioforce, who just shrugged. "Well, if you go without sleep for even one night, I want to know about it. Got it?" "Yes, Coach Connors," Darkspeed said quickly. "No, just Coach. Answer that way to Spurs, but not me." Connors helped the speedster to his feet, even though he didn't need it. "I'll buy your teammates, you two." All of First Team was now in the common room. Each one had different ideas of what might happen next. "It's 0710. Breakfast is served from 0700 till 0800 every day, 7 days a week. Lunch is served from 1100 till 1200. Dinner is served from 1600 until 2100 every night. Before you ask, everyone's evening schedule may not be the same, so the dinner's longer." Connors looked around the room for a moment. "All of you get to breakfast and be here at 0800. Remember, sit together as a team." "What are you going to do?" Midas asked. "What I said I would. Sort out your vid phones and some other things that need done." "Cool. I can't wait to see my family back in Greece, even on a screen," Olympian said, moving straight for the door. The alphas were gone, and Connors was alone in the room, looking around at the barren walls. Here we go again, one last time. First Team walked out down the stairs to the central room. Other teams were on their way down to the cafeteria area also. Midas waved to his fellow red shirts, only they were not his fellows anymore. They waved at him like he was someone different. The same was true for most of First Team. The hitters seemed to be showing greater sportsmanship. "Congratulations on First Team. You deserve it," Orbit said to Olympian. "Thanks, that's a great compliment. Do you like your team?" Olympian asked. "What's not to like? Third Team with girl power. Coach, leader, hitter, healer, stealth, all girls. We only have 2 boys on the team." They kept talking as they descended into the basement and into the sitting area. The first table had a tag on it that said First Team. The other students walked to their tables and sat. From the kitchen, bots came forward quickly and started setting the tables where alphas were sitting. "Sorry I overslept," Darkspeed said. "Did I miss anything while I was out?" "No, Coach noticed you were missing and went right to your door," she answered. "So, no idea what we're doing today?" Everyone slowly looked at Virtuoso. "What? Why should I know everything?" "Well, do you know anything?" she asked. "No, Connors has a mental shield stronger than Darkspeed's. I can see from looking at the other students that their day is pretty much planned by the coach. But each team is different, so that means no plans for all alphas, just whatever Connors has planned," Darkspeed said. "Do you think he was really that close to Omni? I mean, he was like the biggest superhero ever," Midas asked. Bioforce looked at Virtuoso and said, "Can you turn the party line on? What about Darkspeed? I don't want to give him a brain ache again." Darkspeed made a very sad look. "If I'm going to lead, I guess I'll have to get used to it. Go ahead." He put both hands on his lap and tried to calm himself. Virtuoso made the connection between them all. "Ah!" Everyone heard Darkspeed scream and thought, but his body looked calm. "I was waiting until we all sat down and talked about secret identities to say this, but I guess now is as good a time as any." First Team paused to hear what Bioforce had to say. "Dr. DeClute is my grandmother, and was involved in the Coalition's war. I asked her about Coach Connors, and if what he said was true. Her exact words were, he was his right hand and more. My father told me he hoped I would get him as a coach. He said he was very powerful, and by far the best coach," she said. "That's all I need to hear," Olympian thought. What do you mean? Bioforce thought. I came here to be the best. To do that, you need to be trained by the best. If that's what he is, I'm doing everything he says. What if he tells you to jump off a bridge? Midas thought. I'll do it twice. Won't hurt me. Darkspeed laughed a bit. The pain in his head was about gone. Well, if I'm going to be leader, I'm glad I'll have him to show me how. Going to be leader? Like I'm going to be hitter? Buddy, you are a leader. Get your head around that and quick. Coach said I might need to grow into my role, Midas thought. You're first anchor, and you need to start thinking like it, Olympian said loud enough for the other tables to hear. I think that's enough, Darkspeed thought. No, it's not. I'm the toughest thing to come to Alpha in a long time, and I know it. This kid made, by thought, a new pit so indestructible I couldn't break it. He scored 10 plus and won the firing range challenge. Olympian pointed at him directly. Connors picked you for a reason, and if you can't see what everyone else sees, you need to look harder. Midas was silent. Virtuoso came to his defense. If you just figured out that you had powers a few weeks ago, how confident would you be? Don't answer that. I can see the answer in your mind. It's not very. Right, John? Olympian was quiet. He knew there was no winning an argument with her if she was going to get into his head. Don't let anyone here talk you into taking too long to become an alpha. After breakfast, the alphas returned to their common room and Coach Connors. A bot of some advanced kind was now in the room. Glad you're back. Your vid phones and computers are all running, so calls home can happen any time. I've also set them up to take incoming calls from the vid phones we placed at your parents' homes, Connors said. So, we're good to call home? Bioforce asked. Yes, you are. Everyone take a seat. We have some rules to go over. The students gathered around eager to hear. I will wake you up at 0700 every day you're here and go over changes in the POD. That's the plan of the day. Today, your POD is to get situated and explore the campus. Visit the library and learn where each of the labs and classrooms are. That's all for today? Olympian asked. No, be patient. The vid phones can wait. Connor's first rule is no dating or fighting between any first team members. Break that rule and I'll give you a lift home personally. Never Alone starts every weekday at 0700 and ends when I dismiss you for the day. Meaning, if you don't move together as 6 people on one team, I will punish all of you. Are these rules clear? What do you mean by punish? I mean, Olympian's invulnerable, and not all of us need a vid phone, Virtuoso said with a hint of rebellion. Fair enough, but to train you, I need you to take orders. If you don't, you're worthless to me. So go ahead and rebel now. If you're going to give me a hard time, it's better to get it out of the way. I didn't mean I wanted to start trouble, Virtuoso started to backpedal. No, you're testing the waters. Well, they're deep, and I would just as soon break all of you together early in training. As for what I would do, well, what if we started by just standing? 16 hours a day staring at the sand, quiet and at attention. I'm a patient man. I could do that for weeks. Then we could get creative. The other 5 stared at Virtuoso for even starting something. She felt small and knew her mouth wasn't making friends. I didn't mean anything by that comment. Could we just drop it? Consider it dropped. Oh, this is your new dorm chaperone. Connors was pointing at the bot. Your dorm bot is more advanced than most. He's tied into the computer systems here, and he can call me directly. Part of his function is to make sure only authorized people go in and out of rooms. I've installed sensors on the doors and in all the rooms. Only first team is allowed in this common room. In the bedrooms, only the alpha who belongs in that room can go in. Any violation, and alarms go off, and I'm called. So this bot will be in here all the time? Darkspeed asked. He's permanent. Name him, put stickers on him, ask him how to find your way around, or whatever you need to do to get used to him. Tell your families I said hello. Connors headed for the door. That's it for the day? She asked. It's not saving the world, but I like to start you off slow. As Coach Connors left the room, they all ran for their individual rooms. Olympian and Bioforce were the first ones to come out of their rooms. What time is it in Greece? Bioforce asked. 0200. And in Germany? Olympian responded. 0100. I told them I would call back later when they had a chance to sleep. I just let them know I was all right. Did you tell them you made first team? No, I just let them know I was fine, she said. When I let my mother and father know I was first hitter, my mother had to keep my father from waking the house. He was ecstatic. My parents just asked if I liked it and how I was. It was nice to see them so concerned. Virtuoso came out of her room next and looked at the two. It's 2000 in Sao Paulo, and since we passed secrets training, I've been using telepathy with my parents. I just wanted to try the vid phone.